Hello and welcome to the Guardian Football Weekly. Remember that pod we did last week about Haaland, Messi and Mbappe? I guess you could just go back and listen to that one again and we could all go home. Lionel Messi becomes the leading scorer in World Cup history, the first player to score in 6 different World Cups. Argentina has scored 5 goals so far. Messi has all of them. We've run out of things to say about him. And then Kylian Mbappé scored twice against Iraq in a game that took about 3 days. The first was better than the second. Iraq again really not helping themselves. Mbappé the second highest scorer, level with Miroslav Klose, who's getting a lot of mentions this tournament. And then Erling Haaland, 2 brilliant finishes in a 3-2 win for Norway over Senegal. It was tense at the end, but they got over the line. Also today, we'll look ahead to tomorrow, including England versus Ghana, and the fitness concerns over Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka. But Thomas Tuchel says everyone is available. There's Mark Langdon's first night out, and has he eaten a vegetable yet? Your questions, and that's today's Guardian Football Weekly. On the panel today, all in LA together. Barry Glendenning, hello.
Hello, Max.
The US soccer editor, Alex Abnos. Hey, Alex.
Hello, Max.
And from the Racing Post, Mark Langdon.
Hi, Max.
A day in, Mark. We'll get to vegetables and all
been
that.
2 nights out, actually, even in the one day. But it's
wow.
Yeah.
You're an animal. We're recording before Jordan, Algeria, by the way, so we'll cover that on tomorrow's pod. But let's start with the other game from that group, Group J. Argentina 2, Austria 0. So Messi has the record all-time goals at World Cups with 18. He got it in the 38th minute with a sort of vintage Messi finish. 5 goals in 2 games and a missed penalty. He's on 18, Klose and Mbappe on 16, the real Ronaldo on 15, Gerd Müller 14, just Fontaine on 13. Well, it seems unlikely that Müller and Fontaine will add to those. Does anybody want to say anything about Messi? Anything new?
Well, because we've run out of things to say about the fact that we've run out of things to say about how great Messi is, I would like to focus on his many shortcomings as a footballer.
Okay.
He missed a penalty today. Mm-hmm. And broke another record by becoming the first player to miss penalties in 3 different World Cups.
Right.
Now, how can you have someone that unreliable in your side? He's clearly a liability. He's missed penalties against Austria today, which he put wide. Poland in 2022, which was saved, and Iceland in 2018. So he's good for 1 penalty miss in each of the last 3 World Cups, and 1 penalty miss in every 2 World Cup he plays. He should be left at home.
He does have a reassuringly average penalty record for someone who is also otherwise quite good at this.
Yes, I was looking at Transfer Market's website, and Messi's penalty record is success rate only 78%, which is below average. Generally said that 4 in 5 penalties would be scored, and we were listening on US TV, and Owen Hargreaves, who was co-commentator, he couldn't believe that the penalty was missed. He actually said he was 100% certain it would go in. He is an average penalty taker, but Barry's being slightly facetious,
really,
of course, which is unlike Barry. It's very unlike Barry. But Messi.
2 nights out, you know him so well.
We don't speak that much, though. We just sit at the bar in silence, which is just good. How he likes it. But I think from Argentina's point of view, they play to Messi's strengths still, and he has another thing he's not good at, Barry, is tracking back. He's never been particularly good out of possession, and yet Argentina sacrifice other players. The 4 in midfield will do the work of 5 to make sure that it doesn't matter. That Messi sort of stands around when they haven't got possession. And I loved his first goal because if somebody said to me, like, describe a Messi goal, I feel like I've seen that one just like 1,000 times before, when he does just it with the instep of that left foot coming in, and I just love watching him score goals. I don't think I'll ever get bored of it. The second one was almost a tackle the way it went in, but no, it's amazing to see him still producing the goods at the age that he is in an Argentina team that actually going into the tournament I didn't fancy that much, but the more I'm watching them, the more they feel like a strong tournament team.
Yeah, definitely. And they're getting contributions from everywhere. Obviously, like, Messi is getting all the headlines, and he should, because he's playing about as well as he has in a World Cup. But on that first goal, for example, I think Thiago Almada deserves a lot of credit for that goal, because he not only controlled the initial pass in from the sideline from Messi, which was not an easy ball to control, even though it was like on his right foot, because everything Messi does is perfect. But then he drove it forward, stuck with the play, and as soon as he got rid of the ball to the left flank, you could see him check his shoulder. He looked around, so he knew that Messi was right behind him, which is what enabled him to just not touch the ball and
Sure.
play that perfect dummy. It was like one of the most beautiful examples of a dummy you'll ever see. So when you have the greatest player ever to play, and then also players like Thiago Almada, who are also very talented, willingly, playing dummies to him and doing all sorts of team-related things, that really, really bodes well, I think.
Well, I was just going to say, it's very difficult to avoid drawing comparisons with a certain other team with a multiple Ballon d'Or winner playing up front with them, and how the same policy may not be being applied by the 10 other teammates on the pitch.
The way I was thinking of that is the same question. What would they do without him? Applies equally, but in very different contexts to both teams.
I mean, that's the thing about Messi, though. He doesn't look any different to the last World Cup, like fitness-wise and the way he runs and moves.
I still think there could be another one in him,
Really?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
42.
Because he does very little running. Mark has already said he does a lot of standing around, very little running, and just the way he can just stand in one spot and just send balls wide, hither and yon, and always finds his man. But look, let's see how he gets on in this World Cup first. He's doing all right so far, but I do think there could be another one in him.
And so is the difference between him and Ronaldo that he's not having to play right up front, right? It's a different position. And are the Argentinians sacrificing more than the Portuguese, or is it just because it's a different position? Like up front, if you can't run and press, it is different.
Yeah, I think for Portugal, if Portugal played two up front, they would lose one of their brilliant midfielders, which would seem a really dumb thing to do. Argentina, like their midfield it's good, but it's not as graceful as that Portuguese one, and you want to get all of those Portuguese ones in there. I think for Argentina, because they played two up front, Lautaro, will do a lot of running in behind. So maybe if Portugal could get Ramos up front with Ronaldo,
he's a bit of a lump still. I mean, lump is harsh, but
but that kind of. I think it helps if you've got somebody playing close to you, and Ronaldo just wants crosses in the box all the time, and it's such a. I would say it's not the way that Portugal would ordinarily play.
Well, those midfielders wouldn't play like that.
No, they wouldn't. But the Argentina team, I think, would still play like this, if that makes sense.
Got it.
I think maybe the difference the primary difference I would make between Messi and Ronaldo at this point is that Ronaldo just needs a moment, and he is just failing to rise to those moments again and again. Whereas Messi is thriving. Yes, he does not run most of the time, but when he does need to run, he really runs aggressively, and he's able of stringing together a lot of small moments into something that becomes big. I think you saw that on the second goal. He made like 2 or 3 small plays in a row that were nonetheless very skillful, that enabled him to be in the position to make that tackle to score the goal.
There was also a run, a shot that was blocked in the first half, I think, when it was, and that was like classic Messi jinking around players. So he's still got lots of the things that made him great, and I would say that maybe that's not as obvious with Cristiano Ronaldo now.
Producer Joel wanted to point out the assist for his opener from Facunda Medina. His name is essentially Funky Cold Medina by Tone Loc, the 1989 hit, one for the kids.
I think it's Tone Loc, Max.
Is it Tone Loc?
I think so.
Oh dear.
I believe that is correct.
Okay,
yes.
that's okay. What you
Daddy-o.
what you lose with Jimmy Somerville, you regain with Tone Loc. Amazingly, before my time, I think. Austria, Baz, sort of quite good.
I thought they were all right.
Yeah.
They were decent enough, but they created very little, and they couldn't put away what few chances they did have. Marcel Sabitzer, I think, had a free kick saved by Martinez. Gregoric had a header that he put over, possibly could have done better with. But they were fairly well beaten, but not terrible.
Okay, that'll do for part 1. Part 2, we'll begin with that game between France and Iraq that started some years ago. Welcome to part 2 of the Guardian Football Weekly. So France 3, Iraq 0 in Philadelphia with that 2-hour delay. I spoke to Philippe in the middle of the night. He stayed up. We said you don't have to stay up, but he did, and he was tired.
Bonjour, ça va, Philippe Auclair? Es-tu fatigué?
Oh, je suis crevé, Max.
Just think, though, you could be 3 minutes more tired if they hadn't cancelled the hydration break in the wet of the second half.
I was looking forward to that. I was hoping to see this. I was wondering which song they would play really blaring out on the speakers of the stadium to cover the boos, but it wasn't to be.
Because this game took about 2 days. I don't know if you can remember the start of it, but, it's an interesting day where Messi does that and then Mbappe does this. And I don't know if this will be the story of this tournament.
I don't know if it would be the story of the tournament, but it was very much the story of the evening, or the 2 evenings, or however many evenings it took to finish that. And I have to say, Max, that I haven't seen Mbappe has... what would be the word? A young fawn discovering spring again. He was full of vim, and it seems like everything he was doing was a little bit quicker than usually that has been, and what he did was absolutely superb. I must say, and it seems there is a little bit of atoile, as we say in French, between those guys, and again, fairly impressive performance by France, I must say. Few changes, nothing really affected the way that they played. And against, and I think that, it has to be stressed that I don't think many people were expecting Iraq to put up such a good show, because they did actually play some decent football. And they were beaten by a team that simply at times was totally unplayable. I have to say the kind of surface that they played on as well favored France in a way. The way the ball was fizzing and on the grass, which is always lovely to see, did favor the kind of super fast team that France had put together with Barcola starting. It's absolutely frightening. Barcola is the way he starts. And the speed with which he moves, and again Mbappe, who was absolutely terrific, and didn't celebrate with the James Corden celebration, for which I'm very grateful indeed.
I know the one. Look, good for Dembele as well. I didn't realize he'd never scored a World Cup. So
no, and to be honest, he didn't have the greatest of games either. I was looking at my notes, trying to remember what happened 2 days ago, before talking to you, and I could see Dembele invisible, awkward, not really involved. Because, to be absolutely honest, he doesn't have the same role with his team as he has with PSG, and because of that, I think in a way, it doesn't feel as at ease as he should be and as he could be, and he broke his duck. And for Kylian, you have to remind people of the numbers, which are absolutely phenomenal. So that was his 100th cap for France. 59 goals, 60 goals now for France.
60 goals, yeah.
Yeah, 60 goals. 52 goals in 53 games. And 12 goals in the last 12 games for France as well. The numbers are absolutely prodigious. But it was just not the numbers which were really, really impressive. The first finish was magnificent. The second one was a beautiful present from his friend Dembele, with a lovely little ribbon around it, blue, white, and red, and you just got to push the ball in there, as if almost you were talking about Messi, almost as if Dembele was thinking, you know what, it would be nice if you won the Golden Boot again this time. You wonder how many goals these guys are going to score in the tournament. The fact that we've got an extra round now as well, so let's get ready for more records to be beaten throughout the tournament.
Before you go, Philippe, you wanted a word on Eric Roy, former footballer manager who passed away a few days ago.
We remember that Eric Roy, obviously Sunderland fans will remember him of his time as a player there and a much-loved player there. But I think most of us will remember Eric Roy for the absolutely amazing journey. I don't use this word very often. I don't like it. But in this case, it is perfectly justified. With Stade Brestois and a team with very little money, which he saved from relegation, which he brought into the Champions League, and which then managed to qualify for the knockout rounds of the Champions League. And what we discovered, I think, those who didn't know him personally, is that Roy, who just died when he was at the age of 58, that's no age, had actually been suffering from terminal cancer at the time when he was leading that breast team throughout Europe. And I have to say that I had flashbacks of him on the touchline, encouraging his team, and the way that he had this communion, this extraordinary communion with the supporters of Stade Brestois. I was thinking, what a guy, what a man, what a wonderful football man he was, what a wonderful man, full stop. And he's broken a few hearts, I must say, lately. But before that, he made them feel very, very, very big indeed. And so goodbye, Eric, and thank you for everything.
Wonderful words, Philippe. You always articulate these things incredibly well. So look, thanks for your time, my friend.
Thanks.
Philippe Auclair there. Our best wishes, of course, to the friends and family of Eric Roy. Incredible courage and perfectly spoken about by Philippe. Back to this game, Alex. It's not beyond the realms of possibility that Mbappe will beat Messi to the record.
Yeah, I could easily see that happening with the way this France team is playing. I think that this race, not just for the Golden Boot within this tournament, but the overall scoring lead all time for the Men's World Cup is going to be a storyline that continues to develop, and I think it's amazing. I mean, like, Mbappe's goal-scoring record in World Cups is just absolutely absurd. I believe he had 4 in his first one, and then 8 in 22, and he looks like he's well on his way.
And actually, also, and Philippe alluded to it, on how many goals you might need to win the Golden Boot in this competition.
It's going to be ridiculous. And by the way, we have Harry Kane playing later today, so it'll be. Listen, just speaking from, obviously, like an American media perspective, we love a scoring race.
Yeah.
And this is going to be the kind of thing that really captures the public's attention.
Do you know what? I don't know if we've mentioned this on the pod yet, but a lot of the coverage over here is quite, individual player led.
Yeah, that is how a lot of Americans generally get into soccer, and not sports in general. It's not just a soccer thing. Like the NBA, this is the big thing that everybody's talking about with the NBA right now, and everybody's changing teams, and you're a LeBron fan instead of a Lakers fan, and so on and so forth. That is definitely like happening and has been happening with soccer with Americans for a long time. So that's why something like this goal scoring race is going to be, I think it's a big deal probably no matter where you go, but it's an especially big deal here.
Yeah. I mean, his first goal is beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a real sledgehammer of a shot. Left foot from outside the box, and Ahmed Basel in the Iraq goal didn't get near it. Joe Hart on the BBC's coverage, because they had quite a long time to offer.
They need to get some cricketers in. They know what they're doing with these.
He reckons there's something odd about the ball. And he said that Edouard Mendy, Zidane, the Algerian goalkeeper, Pickford, and now Basel have all been caught out by similar types of shot, where the ball doesn't spin in the air, and it seems to fizz towards them more quickly than they're expecting. So he wasn't having a go at the Iraq goalkeeper. He was just saying he reckons there's something funky about this particular World Cup football, that shots above shoulder height that don't spin in the air are difficult to deal with.
So it's the opposite of the Jabulani did go everywhere. Yeah. Now this is called, I know what it's called, the Trionda is staying still.
Yeah, it made sense to me. I'm probably not explaining it very well. But yeah, it did seem to make sense.
It did feel like one of the first tournaments where we didn't talk about the ball before it started, actually. Yeah. And Mark Schwarzer on UK radio the other day was making a similar point about the fact that he thinks it's difficult for goalkeepers. I mean, I don't know if there is a union for keepers, and they're kind of just sticking with it.
We saw Simon Mignolet.
We did. We walked
queuing to get into a nightclub or a bar yesterday.
Hotel.
We should have asked.
It took me long enough. I was like, that looks a bit like Simon Mignolet, but I'm not sure if it is Simon Mignolet. And then the moment had gone.
Right.
And also, it's rude to go up to someone and say, I think you're Simon Mignolet, but I'm not sure.
Right.
Could you put this full Sunderland kit on, and then I'll have a better idea to see if you are. But yeah, maybe if he's still queuing, we can ask him. Any other strong thoughts on this game, Mark?
Well, no, not really. I went for lunch during the first half and watched the first half in a diner. Then came back and went to bed while they had the rain delay. So it was useful for me, if not for Philippe. I suppose the one thing was the Dembele goal because he's somebody that hasn't done it at international level, and there was criticism of him even in the opening game. I think in terms of like the creativity now, Elise is the one that is kind of seen as the hope there, and Dembele, he's never going to score as many goals for the national team as Kylian Mbappé. So it's like, where does he fit into this team, and how does Deschamps get all of the players kind of feeling like they're special? And Dembele's goal, I think, will just make him feel slightly better. And it was also an important goal. We'll get onto the Norway match later on, but it does mean that 3-0 win does mean that they're top of the group going into the Norway game, which means a draw in the final round will see them finish top of the group. And I don't think you want to finish second in this group because it looks like being Ivory Coast quite early on, which would be a difficult enough last 32 game. Then it could be, Brazil, and
Ivory Coast, Brazil, England,
and England. So I think you do want to win the group. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's get to that. So
I will just sound the getting ahead of ourselves.
Well, absolutely. Yeah. Does England get knocked out in the last 30? Let's beat Ghana first, lads. Come on, focus. So as you say, France are top on 6, same as Norway, who have 6. And actually, that late goal for Senegal changed those. Norway were top of the group until that Ismaïla Sarr goal in injury time. Senegal, both have 0, but I guess a big win for one of those in the last 2 could feasibly, a really big win, could get them into one of those third place games. So Norway 3, Senegal 2, and on paper was the most interesting game, and probably the most interesting game on the pitch, Baz.
I think so, yeah. I certainly enjoyed it. I think Senegal were a little bit lucky not to be out of it by half time, because they went in at the break only 1-0 down to that Peterson goal after he took an advantage of an awful clearance from Koulibaly to fire Norway into the lead. And then Martin Odegaard missed a hatful of chances, and Erling Haaland missed he pounced on an Edouard Mendy blunder that you would expect him to score 99 times out of 100, and this was the one he didn't. I think he snatched at the opportunity where he had plenty of time to take another shot or touch and pass it into an empty net. But so Senegal rode their luck a bit in that regard, but they were 3-1 down, got it back to 3-2, and they in injury time, but they still had 7 minutes to throw the kitchen sink at Norway, but ultimately the Norwegians held on.
Yeah, it was pretty tense at the end, wasn't it, Alex?
Yeah, especially because, I don't know, this whole match was fun because it's always fun when at least one team just never gets settled. And that was sort of my feeling about Senegal in this game. They just never really got settled. They never felt like they had a really consistent plan in defense or going forward. It felt like, but they have so much talent on the field that they were able to make opportunities happen against the run of play when you least expected it. I thought that Ismaïla Sarr's first goal,
unbelievable,
was just so fun to watch, and it made me a little sad that they didn't get more out of the game, because that's the kind of goal you would like to be part of at least some sort of a result. He's what is it, like parallel to the ground while he's reaching his foot down to chip the ball over the goalkeeper. Just absolutely fantastic. Norway, by the other hand, they looked far more settled, far more defined in what they wanted to do. They obviously have all the talent they have up top, but they just came apart defensively in really, really key moments, and that's going to be really worrying for them if they hope to actually go far. Like, they're basically everybody's dark horse at this point. And that should give some reason to worry for those people that think.
Are they like a sort of pantomime dark horse where they've got a front of the
I guess
horse,
so,
but they
yeah.
just don't have a back?
Are they a dark horse? I'm not up on the dark horse discourse.
No, I understand. But that is a problem for them, I guess, because you look, they've got balance with Sander Berger and Odegaard. They've obviously got Haaland, and I think Sorloth does quite a good job down the right. It's not exactly where he wants to be, but at the back probably not quite as good.
No, the players at the back are not as good as the ones up front, so they are going to need to keep up their scoring rate to win matches. You don't see them winning like a 1-0, which I think will probably catch them out at some point in this tournament. But when you've got Haaland up front, that does make it a lot easier to win matches, and his volley that eventually decided the game. Glossed over the fact how difficult I think that was, and he made it look easy.
To adjust your feet at that speed. And he'd also, like, in the move, had sort of like...
he was checked out of the play.
Up in the air and giving up.
He's done better than I expected at this tournament. I felt like
because of the service.
Yeah, I just felt that Norway would just be this one-trick pony, and it would. And Haaland's not great, kind of in build-up usually, but he's getting involved in that. Noosa down the left is causing mayhem as well. I think Odegaard's performances would need to improve, I think, if Norway are to go really deep in this competition, because he's an important player for them. He made a step forward, I would say, today than what we saw in the opening game, but it's still not the best version of Odegaard, and there's been some rumours, I think, this week that maybe Arsenal might consider sort of even selling him. He's not had an amazing season, albeit he's a captain of a title-winning team.
A one-trick dark pony, dark horse.
You think Senegal should have had a penalty in this, don't you?
Idrissa Gueye was sort of clotheslined by Wolf, and refs are letting a lot go. And I know we want VAR. VAR isn't intervening, right? Which I think is what we want. But is that what we want?
Well, I don't necessarily agree that the incident in question was a penalty. I know you think it was. Also, we forgot to mention in our Argentina chat,
I was going to mention this, yeah.
McAllister fouled somebody in the build-up to their first goal. Blatant foul that was ignored. Again, I said yesterday I want refs to let stuff go, and I'm not going to change my mind on that. But I think if it's a blatant penalty, or then it should probably be awarded. I happen not to think this, but I've only seen it twice.
Yeah.
So
I thought it was a foul, but I suppose, if there's a foul and a build up to a goal, the opposition are rightly going to go, well, hang on, if that foul doesn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, I completely understand with the Austria complaints about the Messi goal, just specifically. I completely understand those complaints because it is a foul. However, the foul happens literally on the other side of the center circle. Like, it's on the other side of the field, and they have the entire rest of the play to recover and try to make some kind of a defensive action. Paul Vanner, I think, has Messi, like, he sees him. He's right in front of him.
Yeah.
This guy is 20 years old. Messi is 38. You can definitely catch up with this guy. He's the most dangerous player in the world in that position, and he just doesn't. He's like waiting for somebody else to come in. So it just decreases my sympathy level, I guess, for them. That they didn't get that call way farther back on the field.
We need to go back to the reducer that someone puts in on Glenn Hoddle before Maradona scores that amazing goal in '86.
40 years ago today, Max.
Is it 40 years ago today?
Yeah.
Well, I'm over it.
Meant to be.
Peter Shilton,
no, he isn't. Anyway, we're at Vicar Street in Dublin on September the 1st. Soho Theatre, Walthamstow on September the 9th. Tickets are selling well, are they? Yes, says producer Joel. So make sure you get in there. It's good to hear. There will be your usual Football Weekly favourites and stuff that we've thought about. Mark, you've done one in Dublin, haven't you? Can you sell the experience?
Well, I mean, if you went there and didn't enjoy the meat raffle, then I mean, then you're.
I tell you, the pub landlord did he afterwards?
So many questions.
I think the people in the top row loved having a.
The regulars in Mulligan's on Poolbeg Street, not so much.
True. Guardian.co.uk/Football Weekly Live if you'd like to come along. And in part 3, we'll look ahead to tomorrow's games. Welcome to part 3 of the Guardian Football Weekly. So tomorrow, Portugal, Uzbekistan, England, Ghana, Panama, Croatia, Colombia, DR Congo. What did you make of the England game, Mark? I don't think we've chatted to you about it. And how do you think they'll go tomorrow?
Yeah, I think I struggled to have like an original opinion on it. I thought the first half was messy and chaotic. The second half, about as good as I can remember England playing in a major tournament for a long time, actually. I thought that sort of 15-minute spell after half-time just blew Croatia away, and I thought, wow, like this is what you want to see, I think, if you're an England fan. Just the talent is very much in that front third of the pitch, a bit like what we're talking about with Norway. So you play to those strengths, and I don't think in this tournament you will be able to play like that for 90 minutes, actually. The heat and just the fatigue in the players. But if you can just do it for 15, 20 minutes, I think that's how France are looking to play as well. And, it's so exciting to see Bellingham, he's best. Kane has come into a tournament not looking absolutely shattered. There are options on the wings. There are players knocking on the door in terms of coming into the team, like someone like Morgan Rogers could be a starter and maybe should be a starter, but just isn't at the moment. It's just at centre back I would worry, and I would, when you come up against a Kylian Mbappé type player, I think that's when England will get found out. Thankfully, Ghana haven't got anybody like that.
Right. They got Semenyo.
Yeah, but he plays up front or in the forward position for a Carlos Queiroz team, which is a problem for anybody that plays further up the pitch. And I couldn't believe Queiroz's press conference today, where he said that we're in the entertainment business and that he believes his team are entertaining. And right. I mean, having sat up and watched that game against Panama in the early hours UK time, I can tell him now he's not in the entertainment business.
Him to be I am what I am. Get out on Broadway. Why not? Saka sent to be on the bench again. Do you think Ghana will pose England any problems?
No. I don't. I honestly don't. I was hugely unimpressed with their performance against Panama. They have a great player in Antoine Semenyo. They're not maximising his potential, and Queiroz is famously cautious. I mean, I would be astonished if England don't beat them quite comfortably. I did hear an interview today in which I think it was Dan Byrne said he and Harry Kane and a few others had gone to some gig to see a country and western singer.
Yes.
And Dan Byrne had been wearing a Stetson and cowboy boots.
You want to be in the seat behind him?
I would pay money not to sit in the seat behind a Stetson wearing Dan Byrne, but just to see Dan Byrne in full country and western.
Long enough?
I am dying to know where they went now.
Well, apparently Ollie Watkins got criticised for wearing the hat of a team who aren't popular in Kansas.
Right,
in Kansas.
Ella Langley.
Ella Langley. Okay,
yeah.
Sure.
Are we aware of?
I'm not aware.
We're not aware of Ella Langley.
Sorry to Ella Langley.
That's
okay.
okay.
Look up her tour dates. We'll get to the bottom of it.
I apologize.
I mean, I don't want to dismiss all country music. So as I've got my tractor, and I've lost my woman, and I'm sad about it.
My wife left me and took my dog.
Yeah.
I sure do miss
That's actually a lot of the best country music.
Yeah. It has great influence. Where would I have gone to the Country and Western Music Museum? Nashville? Yeah, it's great. And the number of, the collabs they did with your Dylans, etc., etc. Anyway, see, we're nearing to the end of the podcast, aren't we? We've sort of done Portugal. I feel we've done, Portugal to death. But
see, my concern is Ronaldo will start this game, possibly score 2, maybe 3 goals, give it the big one. Many members of his cult will then, think that's some sort of great vindication, and it will be to an extent. But Uzbekistan were not great against. Colombia beat them? They were okay, but Portugal are under pressure after that opening result, and I think Uzbekistan could pose problems if they play as badly again.
Panama, Croatia, and Mark, Croatia need something from this, and they probably should get it right.
I'm not so sure.
Okay.
I felt that Croatia's performance, I praised England. I didn't think Croatia were very good in the first half or the second half of that game. And you used the old gags about them being tired, but they did look.
Old gag?
Yeah, I know you're not. I know that's not you, Max. But they
some of my best stuff.
They are a team that I felt England would beat them quite comfortably, and I know that Barry said it as well before the game that he felt England would win easily against Croatia. This is just not a very good Croatian team at the moment, and I felt that Panama were really unlucky against Ghana. I think on another day they win the game, and they're definitely better than the team that played against England
2018.
In sort of the previous World Cup. So if you haven't asked me, but if you did ask me for where a shock might come in those games, I would say that game.
This is the magic of the World Cup, right? Like going in, if this were the first game of the tournament and we had no other point of references, I would say, Croatia is definitely going to win this. But now that we've seen both these teams and seen them both give the accounts of themselves that they've given, I actually agree. I think Panama could get a result from this. A lot of things would need to go right. They'll need to really CONCACAF it up, as we say here, but it's certainly within the realm of possibility.
Yeah, some of the best things we've seen with DR Congo fans celebrating that goal they scored against Portugal. They played Colombia, and would you give them hope?
Yeah, why not? I mean, they really, I think, outperformed again, very much like Panama, like a lot of teams, like Cape Verde, so many teams in this tournament, really, really outperforming what people thought that they would do, and I don't think there's any reason why they can't also get a result here. Why not? I don't know. It's a World Cup.
In great scenes, has anyone seen I think it's Cape Verde? There's a BBC reporter in Cape Verde, and he's interviewing a fan as the game is going on. When Cape Verde score, and everyone, it's just this guy, it's just people screaming and running around, and this guy holding this microphone
perfect.
and going, "Oh, it's so good."
That's the magic of the World Cup, isn't it? I just think that kind of maybe it's just because in England particularly we take things for granted, like just appearing at World Cups and reaching latter stages. But yeah, that guy was just screaming, "We're going to the next stage. We're going to the next phase." And I actually thought with with Bakambu and Visser up front, that's like an awkward team to play against, really. And they didn't care for the ball against Portugal at all. But when they went forward, they were very direct and caused Portugal a couple of problems. So I wouldn't say that's an absolute gimme for Colombia.
I will say I can't let this segment about upsets go by without claiming a little bit of a victory lap here. I believe on my last appearance on this show I said that Curacao was definitely capable of getting a result at some point in the group.
Well done.
What's up?
Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
You're looking at us to think we've remembered what's happened a day before or 2 days before.
I knew you wouldn't remember.
We can't remember the games,
yeah.
let alone what people say on this pod, Alex.
I got to advocate for myself
You
here.
could say anything. You could have said, "I thought Cape Verde." You could have predicted every result, like Biff's almanac, and we'd be like, "Fair enough."
I do remember because I thought
There was a
you were
pin
saying
yeah.
they'd get a result against Germany,
Yes.
and I looked at you as if, who is this imbecile?
It's a look we all know. Kim says, "Hola Max and co from sunny Mexico, where me and three footy mates have been travelling and watching the World Cup. It's become a ritual for us to listen to the pod over our travels. We very much appreciate the celebrity pet and apple eating chat, almost as much as the football analysis. One thing we don't appreciate though is how kindly you're treating Jack Snape, mainly because growing up he played for our rival football club. If you could find it in your hearts to give him more of a hard time, we'd enjoy the pod even more and might tune into your live TikTok, whatever that is. Adios, Kim from the Leichhardt Saints FC in Sydney." Okay, we will roast Jack next time he's on. You had your second night out then, Mark. Your first proper.
Yeah, the first night. I mean, I arrived, I think, at the apartment at 8:56, and I think I met Barry at about 9:05.
Right, okay,
so that was night one. Then night two. I think we went out for a couple of.
We went for a couple,
there,
and then I went home.
Then. Me and Barry didn't go home and went to. It turned out to be a karaoke bar, the pores of spirit are, I would say,
liberal.
On the friendly side. The rum was flowing. But yeah, that was a good night.
And you're saying Barry is desperate to do karaoke?
That's what he said quite late last night. I don't know if he feels the same today.
What song was he suggesting?
Dirty Old Town or Fairy Tale of New York.
Right.
Or The Whole of the Moon.
The Whole of the Moon, okay.
I've done The Whole of the Moon before, I think, in your company.
In my company?
I think so.
I don't remember that.
Oh no, that was on a lad's holiday.
You guys don't remember anything.
Would you like me to go on a lad's... Could you imagine me on a lad's holiday in Alicante?
No.
No.
I saw my new celebrity chum, Christine and Max, the Doberman, again today.
Yeah, no, I'm cultivating a good relationship with them.
Apparently she's queen bitch on Selling Sunset.
Is that right?
She's
Nice
so
as pie.
nice.
We shouldn't give it away how nice she is.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Maybe not everything you see on reality TV is real.
Yeah, that could be the case.
It's possible. How many vegetables so far?
Are we counting potatoes as vegetables?
I think we have to count potatoes.
So I've had loads of
potatoes.
I
I think that comes as one unit of vegetable.
So yesterday I had a stack of pancakes with eggs and bacon.
So no vegetables.
There was
currently?
none,
No,
and then
You're listing these off like they're
and then
vegetables,
that
and
was.
they're not.
Then I think I skipped lunch and then went for some peanut M&Ms, followed
Still
by
not a vegetable,
Joel's chicken and new potatoes. The new potatoes were
There was a big salad
excellent.
there. Did you see
Yeah,
it?
no, I saw the salad and smelt it the next day. Joel had left it in the fridge, but
Dear Joel,
it was
leaving salad in the fridge. God, we found Barry Mark too. This is a nightmare.
So I skipped the salad, and then today I had honey nut Cheerios for breakfast,
Okay.
and then smash burger and fries for lunch. And not
Was there
any-
lettuce on the burger?
I asked them not to put the lettuce in.
Well, if you went to the diner, same diner as I did for lunch, I think I must have just missed you. They do put a sprig of parsley and a slice of orange
That was
on
also
the plate.
That was also left. That was still there when I'd finished. I had a strawberry milkshake. I don't know if we're counting that on the fruit intake.
Not a vegetable.
No, but I thought on the fruit intake it might count.
Anyway, wow, well, what a healthy team this is. And that'll do for today. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Max.
Thanks, Barry.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Max.
Football Weekly is produced by Rory Simon and Matt Bentley-Viney. Our executive producer is Joel Grove. We'll be back tomorrow.